So Guerlain has released three fragrances for men: Ideal Rouge Parfum, Ideal Parfum, and Vetiver Parfum. Now, although these are all marketed for men, all fragrances are unisex. Everything depends on your taste, and I'm very excited to review all these three fragrances. Hi everyone, I'm Joe Lima from Scented Moments channel, where I'll help you to discover the amazing world of perfumery. So in this video, like I said in the intro, I will be reviewing and also comparing the three new men's fragrances from Guerlain: Ideal Parfum, the Vetiver Parfum, and Habit Rouge Parfum. So I will be comparing these fragrances, which are higher concentrations of their original Eau de Toilette formulations of the Ideal, Vetiver, and Habit Rouge. So the first fragrance that I want to review is Ideal Parfum, this one right here. And honestly, first of all, I want to say that I was really surprised that Guerlain released parfum concentrations of Vetiver and Habit Rouge. I mean, they are classics, they are some of the best fragrances from Guerlain, at least Eau de Toilette concentrations of each one. But these fragrances were a bit slapped on by Guerlain. I mean, although with Habit Rouge you already have quite a few, like you have Habit Rouge L'Instinct, which was really a dud. You had Habit Rouge Privé, which I'm very curious to try. It was released last year and a lot of people were praising it. And now you have the Parfum, but still I was not expecting. And also the Vetiver, then it didn't have any sort of activity, that line. So yes, I'm really pleasantly surprised. Not so much with the release of Ideal Parfum, because in the end it's the Guerlain's main collection for men, so I'm not surprised in that regard. But still really happy that Guerlain did work on the higher concentration of this line, because I'm a fan of this DNA. And the Ideal Parfum is indeed a more concentrated version of the original Eau de Toilette. And yes, I'm really happy for that. So I do not own the Ideal Eau de Toilette, although I really do love it. And I also do not own the flanker that it's Ideal. I think it's L'Intense or Intense just. But I do have the Eau de Parfum, I have the Extrême, and the Cologne. The Cologne actually was my favorite, but it was discontinued. Although I think Guerlain released like a platinum edition of Ideal and last year, and a lot of people were saying that it was very similar to Ideal Cologne. So I'm not sure about that, I never tried it, but well, there's that information also. But yeah, so I'm very familiarized with the DNA of the Ideal line, with this cherry, almondy, tonka beans, vanilla with suede. So all of these, this is the DNA of this line. And of course, some flankers, they enhance more notes. For example, in the Cologne, you have more citruses and almonds. In the Eau de Parfum, you have more leather, more suede, more tonka beans, a bit more cherry. In L'Intense, you have more spices. So of course, the flankers then, in the higher concentrations they will enhance more notes than others. And here, this fragrance has everything that the original has, but the Eau de Toilette, but much more enhanced. So you have this very sweet but licoricey, boozy cherry that it's delicious to die for, borderline jammy even. So you have this cherry right on top, bit boozy with lots of vanilla, almonds, tonka beans, with this leathery suede accord, and a bit musky. This fragrance is so sexy. I absolutely love it. And really, the color of the liquid really represents how the fragrance smells like. It gives this ambery, brownish feel into it. I love this one. Very long lasting. Even the projection is good for a parfum, because usually parfum concentrations do not project that much, but actually it has a nice sillage. I'm really happy with the performance overall. My fiance adores this one. And now that unfortunately Tonka Imperial by Guerlain from the La Matière was discontinued, that you have also Fève Delicieuse long discontinued from the private blend, from the private collection of Dior, I think here you have a good alternative. Now, not saying that it's similar to those, but it's an alternative because you have lots of tonka bean, you have almond, especially for an alternative for Tonka Imperial, because you have the tonka bean, the almonds, and the cherry that Tonka Imperial had, with a bit of tobacco also in the base. So, and I would say that whilst Tonka Imperial, it was amazing. I have it. I'm very fortunate to have a 75 ml of Tonka Imperial, but it was more elegant. It wasn't that gourmandish, thick, heavy fragrance. It was more elegant, like the tonka bean. It was really realistic, natural smelling with vanilla. And here it's more thick, it's more heavy, and it's more concentrated. And I absolutely love it. So if you want an alternative, a true alternative to Fève Delicieuse or Tonka Imperial, you have here the fragrance L'Homme Ideal Parfum. The next fragrance here is Vetiver Parfum. This one right here. And I have the original Vetiver in the so-called Listerine bottle. So here is a comparison for you. You see immediately there is a difference in the liquid. Here it's a bit more yellowish, and here it's much more green. And I would say that if you are a fan of Vetiver Eau de Toilette, I think you will love Vetiver Parfum, because again, like happens in L'Homme Ideal, if you are already a fan of the original, you will love the Parfum. And here it's the same. Actually, Guerlain, especially the Delphine Jalc, which is the nose behind the three fragrances, she's the in-house parfumeur of Guerlain with Thierry Vasser, but Delphine Jalc really did a fantastic job here in maintaining the scent DNA of the original Vetiver and just making it a bit more dark, smoky, and intense. So here the original, it's a classic and it's a reference in terms of vetiver, considered by many has the best vetiver fragrance ever created. Not for me. I mean, this is a close second, but my favorite is still Chanel Sycamore, and I have the Eau de Parfum. Vetiver Eau de Toilette, so it's all about the citruses. It has a very smoky, grassy, rooty vetiver with tobacco, lots of tobacco in here, and so it's a very mature, gentlemanly type of perfume. And here in the Parfum version, I don't get much tobacco, if any. What I do get, it's a more dark, much more smoky, dry, more even rooty and grassy vetiver. So it's basic and less citruses, because here you have still some citruses on top, here not so much. And I absolutely love it. But overall, the quality, the DNA, the essence of Vetiver Eau de Toilette was preserved and even more enhanced. Absolutely love it. If you're a fan of vetiver, please do check this one out. And of course, if you haven't put your nose on Vetiver Eau de Toilette, also do so. But again, great news. If you're a fan of Eau de Toilette, the Vetiver Eau de Toilette, I think the chances are that you will also love Vetiver Parfum. And last but by no means least, let's now review and compare Habit Rouge Parfum with the original Habit Rouge, also in the Listerine bottle. So you see immediately the big difference in color of the liquid. Here it's much more yellow, here very ambery. And this is the case where if you're a fan of the original Habit Rouge Eau de Toilette, maybe you will not enjoy Habit Rouge Parfum. So here in the Eau de Toilette, I mean, this is again a classic. This is supposed to be like the masculine version of Shalimar, although with its differences, of course. So here it's very heavy in the lavender and the lemon, especially in the lemon, with tons of rose and vanilla, moss. It's a very complex fragrance, but in the end, it's a mature, gentlemanly, very elegant fragrance. Now, this is not for everyone. I think this one didn't age very well. This can be a bit old school, too much old school for some noses, and I do get that, but I love it. I think this is a masterpiece from Guerlain. And so with this lavender, lemon, vanilla, rose, I mean, it's really it's a unique fragrance. You don't have any other fragrance that smells like this. Habit Rouge from Guerlain, the Eau de Toilette. Then you have the Eau de Parfum, which I'm not a fan of. I think it feels like as an incomplete fragrance. The minute I spray on my skin, it goes directly to the base, which is just vanilla, but it's not even a pleasant vanilla. It's weird. I have really a weird experience with Eau de Parfum, so I'm not a fan of it. Then you have the dress code, and the dress code was basically a version of Habit Rouge that was also enhancing more the vanilla, but definitely more pleasant. And every year Guerlain would release a dress code edition in a different bottle, but then they just stopped doing it like years ago. I'm just regretting that I didn't purchase a bottle when I had the chance to do so. And I never tried the Privé that was released last year. Not a fan of L'Instinct that was released a couple of years ago. And now we have the Parfum. Now the Parfum is basically a vanilla fragrance, like borderline gourmandish, but still maintains the lemon. You still has the rose, tons of lemon, tons of rose in here, and a bit of lavender. You definitely have. So basically, the Parfum is nothing more than slightly boozy gourmandish vanilla. Absolutely love it. It's so damn addicting and so sexy, in my opinion, the vanilla used in here. So it's like a boozy gourmandish vanilla with amber, and you have then in the background the DNA of the original Habit Rouge. Now here it's more classic. That's why I was saying that if you're a fan of this one, chances are that you will not like this one, because this is more about this boozy gourmandish vanilla, and here the vanilla is present, but it's not like the main actor of this perfume. You have the lemon, more the lavender, more the spices and everything else, and then you have vanilla as well in the base to support everything. But here the vanilla is the most prominent note, and I absolutely love it. I love vanilla. Guerlain doesn't do a bad vanilla at all. So yes, I'm a big fan of this one. Now, if you like Eau de Parfum, if you were a fan of dress code, if you like vanilla in general, I think this will be a winner for you. Actually, this one is my favorite of the three, but I'm really happy with the quality, the performance of all three. Actually, I've been wearing this fragrance like for a couple days now, and like the performance is amazing. And again, my fiance really approves this one as well. So yes, I mean, overall, this is the only fragrance that deviates more from the original, but I think you need to try for yourself and check for yourself if this will work or not. But it's like I'm saying, if you're a fan of this one, maybe not a fan of this one. If you like vanillas, if you like the higher concentration fragrance, the high concentrations of Habit Rouge, maybe you will love this one. I'm just an exception because I love the original and I also love the Parfum. So yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me in the comments down below if you already tried any of these fragrances from Guerlain. What are your thoughts about them? And see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Ciao.